So I got a call a little while ago. We had high winds in our area last night, and a tree that we've worked on off and on for the last, it's been a long time, 20 years or more. It was damaged pretty severely. So I wasn't sure what I'd find when I got here, but a large leader fell out on a roof of a detached garage. It's an older part of town, older home, and so we're gonna go ahead and take a look, see what we find. It's not looking too good. So here's the garage, and there's the tree, but we'll take a look around. First thing I saw when I got here, though, is lines are torn down. So it's part of a secondary distribution line here in the neighborhood, and right above that, primary line, and that line is down. I want to say it's a 7,000 volt line, if I remember correctly. But in any event, it's just hanging back in there. The other one's right here. Runs back up to the pole. It's laying on this chain link fence. I don't have a whole lot with me. I'm going to leave a cone back here so that maybe somebody will stay away from this area for the time being until the utility guys can get here. But anyway, let's take a look at this. So here's the tree. And this is about a 48-inch diameter. Actually, it's a little bit larger than that. You know, I could just go ahead and measure it. I'll do that before I leave. But it's in the 75 to 80 foot height range. This limb that's broken on the roof here is probably pretty close to 20 inches in diameter where it's laying on the house, or roof rather. It did do a little bit of damage. I walked this off before, and it's about 16 of my strides from that corner to that corner. The tree extends to that edge here, and if we follow this wall, looking up every once in a while, it's about 16 of my strides, and this thing's all over the roof. There's a vent. Under normal circumstances, looking back up through there, we'd be able to see those lines, but they're down. So as we come around, kind of a rough area here. So here we go again. Here's the other side of that downed primary line. It's on the ground up there, and up to the insulator, top of the pole. You see, it's up there. Zoom back out. Yeah. So there's that. And then right next to it is a secondary line. So a homeowner's been made aware. She wasn't aware. Let's see if we can find a safe way back through here. All right. So again, here's the tree. So it's every bit of 40 feet of length that's falling out of the tree. You can think maybe, yeah, just see a line in there bound up. As we move this way, and there's the inside of the fence. There's that same hanging broken primary line right there. But as we swing back this way, the two legs of the secondary are still caught up in and under the tree. So we won't be touching this guy until the utility company gets here. And I'm making sure to stay plenty of feet away from these lines. Kind of into what the heck, let's look around territory. There was a ladder in the bushes. Didn't bring one with me. I'll go ahead and come on up here and get a little bit closer look at some of this. So there's the inclusion formerly known as. And it has a great deal of cankery callus tissue there at what would have been the top of the inclusion. So I imagine there's a little bit of pressure pushing, forcing that inclusion open a little more as that got larger. I don't know if it shows up on the video, but they're carpenter ants. Here's a pretty substantial cavity right in the trunk. Zoom that back out. And then right up in there, there's an old branch wound. As I say, we've worked on this tree a couple of times in the last 25 years, but I haven't personally worked on this tree since around 2007 or 8, maybe 12. It's been quite a while, and I don't know who, if anyone, worked on it since then. I think a couple of other local tree guys have fiddled with it some, but it wasn't us until today. So anyhow, here's the crest of the roof. This is the highest point. Here's the limb. Here's the top side of that point that showed damage earlier from beneath. It's a pretty shattered leader down in there. It's bearing some weight. And of course that thing, from where I'm standing, it's easily 40 feet to the ends. So that'll take a little bit of doing. If we get over in here, we want to be mindful of these lines. So that primary line, sorry about the finger, that primary line still over in there. It's not so easy to see now, is it? And then down here, here's the all secondary lines pinned up underneath the tree and on the roof. So that old mess down there, we'll, as I mentioned before, we'll let the utility guys deal with that, and then we'll come back and take care of the rest of this. A little bit better view of the big tree from here, and that is up and up and up. So what we've done is anchor the butt, which is hanging just off the edge of the eave, and we've got a secondary line with a pulley attached just outside of the part that's bearing weight on the roof. That goes up to another pulley suspended up in that high fork, which should give us about 4 feet of pull away from the edge of the roof and then the ground end. So what we're about to do is saw off a few of these larger pieces and go ahead and just throw them off the roof by hand on firewood length chunks pretty much. And once we get it down here to where we've anchored it and feel reasonably confident that we can get it off of the sheet metal without doing any additional damage, then that's the plan. Okay, do another one. Oh, I'm getting a little too snug. Yeah, we're down to grabbing these by hand, it looks like. Heck. You are mighty.
They're getting heavy.
But you're mighty.
Barely.
Okay.
So we'll tie it here and go over there and we'll hinge it over towards the roof.
I think we're out of rope. Well, just have to catch this. Woo. Huh?
That was kind of balanced.
Yeah. Cut it where you can snap it. Yeah. You'll be able to get under and snap it off. Yep. Easy peasy. You're like a mountain goat. So here's the idea. Come back here. So we got a tree between us and we're gonna get a hold of this. And we're gonna do a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay, hang on. 1 and 2. Okay, hold. One more time. Perfect. Woo, easy. Ease this one down. I got it if you want to go over there and drive it. Wait, toss the bag towards me so we don't lay the log on the rope. You feel comfortable under there?
Yeah.
Looks good.
Bag's not in there.
You did great.
It falls
in fact, trade me places after you throw that rope over here. Yeah, come on. After you do the dangerous, no, come over here. I want to get over there and see if I can.
Oh, you want to GoPro it?
I'm gonna try. A little more. Very nice. That worked out just how we wanted. Okay, you want to hold it right there? I'll get the. It's all over this other rope, so. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right, just hold it where you got it, and I'll let this other end down real quick. Get off there. Okay. Now we can just lay it down smooth. You got it?
Yeah.
Very nice. Excellent. I think the stupid camera went off again. Right when it was laying down. I think it did.
I burnt rubber.
Huh? Did you?
I could smell my glove.
It irritates me if that camera just went off again, because I think it did. I hope it didn't. I'll be so angry. But that's the deal with the battery. But this worked out just right. Very nice. Nothing we have is new. Everything we have is old.
This is new.
What's new?
This rope.
That rope doesn't count.
This rope is new.
It was a gift.
No, I don't think the gift is called paracord.
It only counts if it was.
You bought it.
I didn't buy it on purpose.
Still bought it.
It was a gift. It was a gift that had a delivery fee.
I don't care how you look at it.
That wasn't the delivery fee? Okay.
Shady over here.
It is. But that was nice.
Now we got a couple pieces of brush and 2 little woods.
Well, maybe what that wasn't the camera going off. Maybe it was the Wi-Fi shutting off because I disconnected it from the phone.
See?
So I got a bunch of me babbling about nonsense. If you'd like to babble about nonsense, feel free.
I don't like to babble.
I don't like to babble.
I don't like to babble and be caught babbling.
I don't want anybody to hear me babbling.
Yeah. The only time you can hear it, you hear it and then you forget about it.
Let's see, and the other thing we can do is untie the anchor line. Man, that couldn't have gone any better than it did without help.
Why not? It doesn't come undone?
It comes undone very easily.
Last time we did it, it didn't. You must have done it backwards.
We probably did something wrong. When I say we, that would be me. So here's the thing. Everything we have is old. We don't have anything new. But with our old stuff, we were able to get that damaged limb down. You know, think about how much easier it is today with all the gear that's we got. Huh?
I said, shoo!
It is shoey.
Oh, humid.
Let's see if I can get our pulley down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm real excited about that. I'm real excited that that part's done.
That's where you need to take a picture of right there.
What?
All the different ropes and all kinds of different configurations.
Configurations is a generous word.
It looks like a mirror. Oh, you're going right over that stair.
See that? See if we can... Oh, we gotta pull that other end to lift it. I think. No, this is the lifter. Okay. You were just talking about configurations. Okay, here it goes.
Yeah,
That was,
a configuration.
that was part of a configuration. That was configure 8. Let's see. Put a little bit of weight on that knot. Not a lot. What's going on here? That bowling capsized. That's not good. Huh. That's not good. Normally, there we go. There we go. It did. It capsized. I don't know if that's the right word or not. It's a guy that we used to work with used to say that. He would say that the knot capsized if it went upside down or inside out.
It works.
Yeah. So we're down to putting away gear, cleaning up brush and wood, so we're going to call it right there, but it is nice. Yeah, this is it. We're down to, there's some more of our old stuff. That 044 was originally purchased in 2006. No, in 2004. The 029 was originally purchased in 2012. The blower's just been left out in the weather too long. It's only a couple years old. So once we finalize our cleanup, the homeowner will be able to assess the damage, see if they can get their insurance company involved, and hopefully all goes well. And we're gonna have a talk about the future of this tree because it's in terrible condition. There's the rod up there. Associated with that included crotch that broke out. There's the broken limb next to it that's also well along in decay. There's a cavity down into the main stem beneath that damage, and then of course this cavity. That limb fell out in 2003 or 4. I can't remember exactly, but it's either been 21 or 22 years. So that's how much decay and how much callus developed over a 20-year period. And of course, what you see is only the tip of the iceberg, as they say. Anyhow, that's it for this one. We've just got a mess to clean up. So you have to imagine this right side up, because right now it's upside down. But this is the piece that broke, and it's a little over 2.5 feet wide at the widest point. But what is interesting, and again, this was the top, that was the bottom, and the rip was, you know, kind of up in this range here. But there is a perennial canker fungus that had set up at the margin of this wound at the top of the inclusion. Inside is a brown rot that's pretty advanced. So the total circumference of this thing is several feet. The diameter is a couple and a half. I misestimated that by quite a bit earlier. But here's the good wood. And everything else is compromised to the point of severely compromised. And the limb was about 50 feet long from the base to the tips. And of course, it's gone now. We've gotten it all out of the tree. Things are kind of getting back to the way they should be, at least as far as the homeowner's ability to deal with the damage. But there's a lot more going on here than anyone could have possibly seen from the ground. A respectable practitioner could have climbed the tree and found a little bit of this, but it's a little difficult to tell from the outside what's going on the inside. Trees are a lot like people that way, and they can fail unexpectedly. Trees or people.